Hello everybody, this is Robin Norgren with Bright Child Montessori, and I want to welcome you back to my series where I am going through the Montessori Daily Lesson Plans that I sell, and you can find the links down below or by going to my website, brightchildmontessori.com. And I am going through each month and looking at the particular projects that are shown in the lesson plan. So what you'll see is I actually do have a step-by-step process listed in the lesson plan, but just as a kind of an extra added bonus, I also wanted to create some videos so you could see firsthand how I created this in the classroom and also give you some tips and some experiences that I've had with it. Feel free to comment down below any questions you might have or even your own experiences doing these projects in the classroom. So this particular project is called the Circle Collage, and it is found in the September daily lesson plan. And so what you need is a tray. So just envision this as a tray. And this is what you would find on it. It would have a collection of circles, either sitting in a little bowl or any sort of holder that you might have, maybe having them slanted and sitting inside. You would have some glue, but rather than having this glue, you would have a little container of glue. And I actually really like having these little plastic containers. Those links will be down below. And then I actually take the paintbrushes that I find in watercolor paints, because I usually don't like the actual paintbrush that comes with the watercolor paint trays. I just find that they don't really spread the paint very well, and the kids don't have a great experience with them. But what I end up doing is I will save all of them and I will use them with any sort of gluing project. So in the container, just envision that I have the small container. I don't have one on hand right now. You would have the glue sitting inside, and the container would have a lid on it. And then you would be using the paintbrush just as an apparatus that would be applying the paint, or excuse me, the glue onto your paper. I am using half of an 8.5 by 11 paper. I do like to recycle when we do different projects, and I don't use the full sheet. I'll use these types of leftover paper for the project. But again, if you want to use an 8.5 by 11, or you have some paper that you usually use for all of your projects, feel free to use that for the project. Okay, so this is all you need, and then of course something to write the child's name on it at the end. So I'm going to read what it says, and then I'm going to create it as in real time. So it says, I need a tray with assorted assortment of sizes and colors of circles. So I have done different circles using scrap paper. I actually cut these, and this might be a something that you can allow an older student to do as a work in the classroom. There's also, and you've probably seen them, the at your craft stores where they have the circle and you just put the paper in and it cuts the circle for you. I'll put that link down below as well. Another work that could be in your classroom where you're just allowing the students to create those circles that then would be put into an area where anytime you have need for circles, you just put it into whatever lesson you have on the shelf. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to select 10 circles and arrange on the paper. Okay. So again, that's up to you, just depending on the age of your class, whether or not you want to just limit it to 10. I like limiting to 10 because of course we're trying to feed into what they're going to see in the math area of the classroom with the beads and the bar, the 10 bar. So this is a great way to start reinforcing that right away. So they can choose the 10 circles that they like and place them all over their paper. And so again, you might find some students that choose these very quickly, or take their time and switch some of them out and make a design. It doesn't necessarily have to be all around the paper. They can glue them on top. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So again, another lead in to doing a lesson on concentric circles, right? And so for those of you who've been through a Montessori program, you notice that everything in the classroom kind of feeds into everything else. It's just a really almost magical experience as a teacher to see and know how each thing that you're teaching, even on a very unconscious level, is inviting the child to the next lesson that you know is coming in the future. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'll have to take one of these off. All right, so then from there, they then choose to, now in the lesson it says, select send circles arranged on the paper, raise your hand and ask for glue in the lid, and then brush the glue on the center of each circle and place them on the paper, then wash the brush and lid and return tray to the shelf. So in this example, it actually has it exactly as I'm showing it, but I have since traded over to these small little Tupperware containers that I love so much. So I will put that link again in the bio. So then what they're doing is once they've placed them, and obviously they can choose to do it a different way if they like, once they start the gluing process. In the lesson, it just says to put it right in the middle. And again, that would allow for us to use not as much glue. And if you've worked with children before, there's something about art supplies that it is more is more. And so it's just one of those things I will notice it and I will have conversations either one-on-one or just in a circle time small group setting. You can choose how and which to approach this with your students. Okay. And so again, what you'll notice is some of them will really get into, spreading it and really taking their time and really enjoying the designs. Now, there may be a child that wants to do this more than once. So again, this is something you can decide based on your class. You can either have them create another piece of paper and again, just limit them to the 10 circles. Or you can have them choose 10 more circles and put them on the same piece of paper. All of those decisions are things that I think about up front because it does get a little tricky when you get caught in the moment how you're going to answer that question. And it's just something that you can just make universal with any student that has that question. And then if you have an assistant in your classroom, that way they're not having to wait to ask for permission to do these sorts of things. This would be something you would then just say to your assistant, in the event these things happen, this is how I would like you to approach if they want to do more with this work. So thank you so much for stopping by. If you like this video, please make sure and like it and hit the notification bell and subscribe if you would like to be notified when more of these videos are created. Any questions that you have, please make sure and put them down in the comments below. Thank you so much for stopping by.